It can afford the bits.
The things you find when you don't look at your car for a little while.
Oh, no.
Mate, that's funny as.
All right, Peter. Now, this one is very sleek, very classical. So tell us about this car.
Yeah, it's a 73 Mustang. It's actually a Cobra Jet.
Nice.
So, in fact, not too many Cobra Jets were made in 73, so it's actually a little bit rare. But because, of course, the demise of the larger muscle cars was coming by 73, so there wasn't so many Cobra Jets built. But yeah, no, it's a fantastic car. I enjoy it anyway, I guess.
Definitely.
It's always a shape I've loved, and yep, the Mustang I've enjoyed.
The full black with just the silver on the bonnet. It just looks sensational, looks mean, it looks nasty. It's got a great stance on it. This thing sounded wicked when they started up and moved it here.
Yeah, again, credit to Frank's Classic Garage, because
Nice.
Frank did the car up for me when I first got it. And I said to him, I want an exhaust. I don't want it to drone, but I want it to be as loud as we legally can. Maybe sometimes you could argue whether the legal part of it came to fruition, but it's certainly loud and it certainly barks and definitely doesn't drone.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like, yep, I'm ready to race.
Yeah,
Let me at
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's a nice car. We picked it up. It was actually in pieces when I picked it up. It was owned by McInerney Ford actually at the time, and they started building it as their mascot car for Black Mac Garage. They were going to build a performance garage. Now, I don't know what's ever come of that or whether they've progressed that. I don't think they have.
No.
But this was going to be their mascot car, and that project got lost somewhere along the way. So I picked the car up with about 40 boxes of parts, proceeded to put it back together and get it to this point where it is today. So
yeah.
The nice part is, I mean, I certainly, this is not the car to be the original car. You know, this is the car that I've built to what I wanted. So yeah, it's exactly what I wanted. And like I say, the exhaust is just right. The stereo is just right. The cooling system in it is just right. It's totally all the way I've wanted it and the way I've wanted to do it. So
yeah. So how long did it take you to restore this car from the boxes?
To be honest, I haven't looked. I would guess about 18 months. I think it would be the time frame that we put into it. So it had been painted. I haven't repainted it or anything else. It had been painted. So yeah, we just had to put the interior back together. We had to. They'd put CHI heads on the engine. We had to trick that up a little bit, change the lifting rods. Some bits and pieces like that, really put it together as a package, I suppose.
So what are we running as far as engine in this thing?
351 Cleveland. It still had the original FMX transmission, but I pulled that out and I put the C4 transmission in.
Yep.
The old transmission was a little bit tired. The C4 is a lot lighter tranny, and 9-inch diff, changed the ratios in that a little bit. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a pretty nice package.
And you, like we were talking about before, this is the bit bigger version Mustang than what most people generally like.
You know, the traditional Mustang enthusiast hasn't been a enthusiast of the 71 to 73 model, the shape and so on and so forth. It's always been a shape I've always loved, and I think those people have always been out there. But as time's gone on and the 66, 67 Mustangs have got more expensive and harder to afford, I think this version has become more popular as well. So
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. Now, when you got the car, did you have to retrim all the interior, or was that already done? Or?
No, we had to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So we had the seats and the parts were basically there. We had to retrim it all, put new carpet through it. As I said, I put a decent stereo into it. I actually used a retro sound stereo in this one.
Okay, nice.
With some big amplifiers and speakers and so on. But you know, the retro sound is a great product. It looks the part and
Yeah.
fits the era. Still with great performance and even with Bluetooth, you know.
Yeah,
so,
perfect.
yeah.
And is it got leather trim or is it vinyl trim?
Vinyl.
Yep. So kept it kind of period correct looking,
yeah.
but just
Yeah,
sound
I
right.
guess that was really my aim, was keep it as period correct as we can.
Yeah.
Hence the retro sound stereo and everything. But yeah, still look for the performance where we could as well. So.
Yeah, yeah. So out of these three cars so far, which one was the one that you really enjoyed driving?
Definitely this one.
Yep.
Just because of the sound. You know, it's really funny. If I look at all of my cars, this GT500 Shelby, hands down performance-wise, if you want to drive a fast car, if you want to really enjoy performance, go drive the GT500, you know.
Yep.
I've got a late model Cobra, which we'll talk about. But if you want to drive a car for driving a car, go drive that car.
Yep.
The performance of the handling and everything that goes with that it's just hands down the best car by far. But if you really want to go for a drive and enjoy it, take this one for a drive because it's just fun.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. And like I said, I love it.
Yep.
Everything. Even the wheels on this thing just screams like, yeah, I'm ready to rock.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love the torque thrust wheels. I always have.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people say, well, why didn't you put the original Mustang wheels on it? Or no, I do. I really like the torque thrust. Again, it's personal choice, isn't it?
And that's it. We've always been a big promoter of, well, it's your car, do it your way. So however you want it,
Yep.
it's perfect for you.
It took a little bit of work and a little bit of research, but I actually managed to find that if you get the right offset on the torque thrust, you can actually fit a 10-inch tyre onto it.
Perfect.
So, and that's why the tyres on the back, you know, they look fat. They are fat. They're 10-inch tyre. So, no, if you can put big boots on them, it really does look the part.
Yeah,
I reckon.
yeah.
I mean,
Ready to go.
305 tyres on 10-inch rim. It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. And you got the Yokeys on there. That
Yep.
pattern just screams that we're ready to go.
Yep, exactly.
No, this thing is lovely. And I think we should move on and have a look at the rest of the cars.
Yeah, for sure.
Love this one, and I definitely love that one as well. So what's with the Cobra?
Okay, I guess we could probably start with the newer, later model one.
Yep.
I swapped a friend of mine. I mentioned before that I bought a second Mustang home with me. So I swapped him for this Cobra at one point in time. And so he ended up with the California Special Mustang. And I'd just like to throw one out there for him. I think it's his anniversary of the day he died today. So here's thinking of you, Cootie. But yeah, so he bought this Cobra brand new and I bought it off him.
Yep.
Number 184 of BF Cobras.
Yes.
Love the car. It's the best driving car I own. I mean, it handles well, it drives well. It's just a nice car. So Ford did so well with that model. But that really leads me into the XC Cobra because owning 184, number 174 came up for sale one day and I thought, well, that's probably as close as I'm ever going to get to a matching pair. So 184 was in-house and 174 became available up in Grafton, New South Wales. So we went up and had a look at it, and long story short, ended up owning it, bought it
Nice.
home around 2016.
Wow, this
So-
this thing's perfect.
Yeah, it's in-
obviously whoever did it, did they restore it or is it original?
Yeah, it was pretty much restored as is. So yeah, they did a pretty nice job of it actually. And Frank, again, Frank's Classic Garage, tidied up a few little bits and pieces for us, but generally speaking, it was mainly done.
Yeah, perfect.
We got a set of reupholstered seats done. That's really the only major thing we've done to it. But so the
Yeah.
interior is really good now, and it was a little bit shabby when we bought it, but the rest of the car was very good.
Yeah, perfect. And these Cobras are a great car, a great muscle car to have in your collection. Being a hard top as well,
Yep.
that's fantastic.
Yep.
And people out there, coupes sometimes, depends who has the argument. But at the end of the day, this thing is a great example of an XC.
Been lowered, it's got the big wheels, the big rubber. It's just a really nice stance and a good looking car, you know.
Yeah,
And like you say, the XCs is an iconic Aussie car that looks great. So
definitely.
at some point in time, we're going to probably part company, particularly as I was saying before, nowadays with my MS and
Yep.
where it's at, it's just too hard trying to keep up with them all.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Okay.
unfortunately, these are going to move on at some point, but I'm not in a hurry. You know, we'll find the right person
At the right time, yeah. That's it. So
Exactly.
is that running a 302 or a 351?
351.
Yep, perfect.
Yep. Zero to 200 were 351s.
Yep.
Except for number one, which had a 302 in it. But yeah, they're all 351s right through to serial number 200. So, and being number 174, of course, that means it's a 351. It also means that it's got the electric power windows and the couple of options that were available back
Yeah.
when they were released. So,
And these things, the back end of these, like any other hard top, fantastic, fat ass on them.
I've got the original set of Bathurst globes with the car as well. So we kept those. Well, we actually got hold of a set of period correct Bathurst globes to have with the car.
Nice.
So they're there. But yeah, I bought it with the Simmons on it. I love the rim. I think they're a great rim, and
Yeah, definitely.
they're iconic. So
Yeah.
They
And
look
on XCs, they just look really, really good, don't
They
they?
do. They do.
Yeah, and that's hence why I went for the black face machine globes on mine.
Yep.
From CTM, because they just suit that XC so well.
They do,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you said you had to do the interior. Was there anything else you had to do with the interior side of things?
No, really, the car was done very well. I mean, the paintwork's all original. Original from being done up, that is.
yep.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much as I bought it. They did a great job of the car. The engine itself, it's got a slight cam in it, which is not stock standard, but, you know, hey, it's a slight cam. It drives well. There's really no issue with it at all. So
Perfect.
put an MSD ignition system in it, provide a little bit more spark to it. Polycarb, that's about it, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then 184,
Yeah,
GT, R-Spec,
yep.
those things, they rock as it is.
Oh, they really do.
Yeah,
As I said earlier, I mean, really, if you want to go and drive a car, this is a car to drive. It just handles so well. It drives well. The 5.4 litre engine is just, it's a nice drive. You know, it's really good. It just handles so well. It rides so well. The seats are so comfortable.
definitely.
Ford really got a lot right with the R-Spec Cobras.
Yeah.
They really did, and yeah, it's just a cruisy car.
Oh, absolutely. Like everything on the front, from suspension right through to the looks, it's just perfect. You know, and it was such a big change too from when they went from the AU Falcons to this version of the Falcons from the BAs upwards.
Yep.
It just blew up, and the amount of effort they put into the Barra engines and everything else, and plus with the superchargers and the normal Boss motors, these things just ran a treat.
Yeah,
They're non-stop, they're perfect, they're hard going, and like you said,
This one's still all very original.
Yep.
It was spec'd with the big brake system, the Brembo brakes
Nice.
from new. So the brakes are fantastic. It stops like you wouldn't believe, this thing. But yeah, no, it just drives really, really well.
Bet you love going out in this thing.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Always have. But yeah, like I say, I mean, it's probably going to move along one of these days, along with the other Cobra, and hopefully they will find a good home and find the right person for them one day. But
Yeah, fair enough.
as I
fair
say,
enough.
I'm not in a hurry. And my son enjoys the car, my wife enjoys the car, so that's okay.
And as long as someone's still enjoying it, getting
That's
some
it.
pleasure out of it,
Yep,
perfect, isn't
for
it?
sure.
Rather than just sitting there and just doing nothing.
Yeah.
You've got an absolutely brilliant collection here with all these
Thank you.
cars that you've got here. And not only that it's a fantastic collection, it's such a rare piece of machinery that you've got, from the Cobra to the Landau to the Mustang, even that Shelby and the GT. They're all iconic parts of Ford history. And look, you couldn't have picked any better cars than what you've got right now.
Well, I mean, as things work out, it's funny, but we would never have aimed to have this exact collection. It really just happened.
Yep.
Opportunities came our way, and we leant and bent in different directions at different times. But this is what we've ended up with. We love them all.
Yeah.
They're great cars. We really enjoy them, and hopefully we will continue to enjoy them as we go forward.
Yeah,
So,
appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for showing this collection. It's been a treat. Can't say anything more besides thank you very much.
No, thanks you guys for your time to come and have a look at the cars, and it's always my pleasure to show them off. That's really not a problem.
It's our pleasure, but you may have to clean some of them because I'm pretty sure I drilled on that one. I'm not sure about the one at the front.
Well, I'll speak to the wife about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
No, thanks, Phil.
Appreciate it.